Broads, we may be unsure about a lot of things in 2021, but we are very confident about one thing, and that one thing is Manscaped, and the Perfect Package 3.0 is the below-the-waist grooming package you need to start the year off strong.
You know, I just told all of Grayson's friends we're in a group chat last night talking, and I go, they were for some reason talking about trimming, and I go, Manscaped, use our code CHATTY for 20% off.
I promise.
I just did that last night.
On God's word, this isn't because it's an ad. It's that good.
Well, whether hair down there is or isn't your cup of tea, the only tool your guy needs to keep everything trim and tidy is Manscaped's Lawnmower 3.0. It's waterproof and skin safe to reduce the risk of nicks.
Yes, ouch, ouch, ouch. None of that with Manscaped. Plus, Manscaped offers tons of other things to keep your guys fresh down there, like anti-chafing deodorants, moisturizer, travel bags, and boxers.
You get 20% off and free shipping with code CHATTY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And be sure to use code CHATTY. New year, new balls.
And you know how I feel about the balls.
And welcome to another episode of Chatty Broads with Becca and Jess.
Well, hello, broads. It's me, Jess. You know, it really wouldn't be an episode if I didn't have to hop on beforehand and give you a little something before the episode actually starts. Well, you're going to hear Becca and I mention numerous times in this episode that we recorded this Bachelor Nation news episode. Actually, we talk a lot about aliens in this as well, but an episode that includes a lot of Bachelor Nation news actually on Monday afternoon before we even watched the most recent Bachelor episode. And we thought, you know what, we're going to try this. There's not, a lot's not going to change in Bachelor Nation news over the next couple days. Well, turns out we forgot that Bachelor Nation is always moving and grooving, and a lot has changed. One of those things happens to be later in this episode, you're going to hear Becca and I theorizing about Dale and Claire's potential breakup. Well, turns out that Dale, the next day after we recorded this, made it official via his Instagram. He officially announced that him and Claire are no longer dating. It made it seem in the post that it's amicable, that they needed to move on. He asks for everyone to respect their privacy. I've also been hearing a lot that people have been giving Claire a really hard time, and I would say this is heartbreaking. Like, show some love. Breakups suck. I can only imagine in the public eye what they're like, and just show some love to both of them. We're devastated. Also heard that Chris and Bree, if you watch Listen to Your Heart, that they broke up this week too and made that official. So love no longer exists. Okay, SOS. Oh, but anyways, also heard on the Dale and Claire front, saw the most recent, or I think the first paparazzi interview with Dale, and he said he doesn't regret going on the show because he got to meet Claire. Claire's been pretty quiet, but there's been rumblings that they've been arguing a lot since the show ended, but just sending them all of the love, and hopefully, you know, they heal. Love doesn't exist. But you know what is positive is that before we recorded this episode, we weren't sure necessarily what the state of the world was, or the state of the United States was going to look like, because we recorded this before the inauguration, so we were a little bit nervous. But if you didn't watch the beautiful inauguration, I would encourage you highly, if anything, to check out Amanda Gorman, who is the youngest inaugural poet, and her poem was absolutely unbelievable. Check that out. I'm probably going to be watching that every single day for the next 4 years. So that's the positive news. Let's see. What else did we have to deal with this episode? Oh, also, we had a large portion of this episode that we did remove involving tea about Sarah Trott. I'm sure a lot of you broads saw all the posts about before the show, her being out and about with G-Eazy and all that. And we had a lot of information that we talked about with Sarah Trott. Well, Becca and I made the consecutive decision because, at least in the last episode, Sarah decided for family reasons to remove herself from the show, and also then she dealt with the bombarding of all the women, that we thought out of respect that we weren't going to go there and be just delving out all the tea, that we're going to hold back. Now, if Sarah decides to come back on the show and we see her later on in a future episode, which we theorize might happen, then we will talk more about the tea and dive into it. But for the time being, wanted to respect that. I know a lot of you might be disappointed that we're not spilling all that. It'll come if she comes back, but wanted to respect her space. And I think that's it, broads. We love you. This is a fun episode. We go in on some things. We talk about some Bachelor Nation news. But like I said, we had a fun tangential episode and talked a lot about aliens, etc. We hope you enjoy. We love you. We might have a surprise coming out tomorrow, maybe an extra episode. We'll see. So we'll chat soon. Let's get into this one.
Well, just reminded me that this episode, just want to start it off here, that this episode is coming out the day after the inauguration.
Yes. So
we are recording this on Monday.
We're actually recording this before we're watching the actual Bachelor episode.
Yes.
So we might not even have some tea yet.
It's Monday, January the 18th.
Yes, at 2 in the afternoon, something of the sort. PST.
We have high hopes. Everything has gone smoothly this week. This is us speaking from the past.
Hopes and prayers that the inauguration was beautiful. Now we are moving forward in 2021.
A new president, right?
A new president. Hopefully that our country, we are not completely living on apocalyptic Earth as we speak, that this isn't coming
I hope
to
this
you
ages well.
from some satellite. Yeah, the fact that we're doing a podcast and it's aging, like we're going to talk about pop culture news the day after. So hopefully, knock on wood. You know what I mean? Or not so much pop culture, more Bachelor news.
Yes.
But
like I said, The Bachelor will live forever.
I mean, it's like you said, it goes beyond anything.
It is the great beyond.
It is the great beyond. It is the future. And you know what has been announced, or what's being talked about specifically with The Bachelor, is Robert Mills is being pretty definitive about there will be a Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, I believe it. I don't see any reason with COVID regulations. Bachelor in Paradise seems the perfect scenario.
Well,
right?
I'm like, if they're doing, I didn't realize that it was even a question mark. I'm like, if you did
that's what I'm saying,
The Bachelor and Bachelorette during the COVID times, I don't understand. They said obviously maybe Mexico might not be where they're going. They might be doing it in a bubble somewhere else. But he said that prepare for a supersized version because we're gonna be
They're gonna bring people from Pete's season, from Claire's season, Tayshia's season. I mean, I know those are 2 and 1, but whatever. Matt's season, and then whoever the Bachelorette is. Oh my God, I won't be able to survive this.
Well, I have a bigger bomb to drop on you about the supersized. You were talking about bringing back people from Pete's season. What about the fact that they want Peter
on Paradise? I'm ready, actually. I don't care. I don't mind seeing him on screen at all. I am ready. I hope he gets engaged again.
I hope he gets engaged twice on Paradise.
This will be crazy because there will be girls from his season that will be there, and he might be there too. What
if Maddie and Hannah are both there? And Peter walks in.
Love it.
Love it.
Peter's going to be the Blake.
He's going to be the Blake, except times 10. Because he will have been engaged to numerous of the women who will be there.
Yeah, and the girls on his season, you're just going to look like such an idiot if you get with him. So, you're going to be steering clear of him 6 feet, safe distance the whole time.
Peter's just going to be like this in the corner.
Social distancing!
The whole time.
Back up. Because, you're just going to look so dumb.
He's just going to be like, Mom. And
Mom, will you come get me?
Oh, new bartenders for sure. How much you want to bet that Barb and Peter Sr. coming are the new bartenders for Paradise? And Barb's just the women are sitting down.
That's not COVID safe. They can't come.
The women are sitting down and Barb's just like, honey, let me tell you something. If it doesn't work out with you and Ben, my son Jack, he just broke up with his girlfriend.
He did?
I don't know. I'm sure she'll make sure that Jack
Like the family is crumbling.
Jack will come in single, please. She will make sure of it.
That Barb will come in and there will be a confrontation 2.0 between her and Maddie. And Hannah Ann.
Oh my God. Yes, I forgot about how much she hates Maddie.
Or, okay, what if Pete doesn't come in, but Kelly comes in, and then Hannah Ann and Maddie are there, and there's all this behind the scenes beef. Oh, which will be so annoying because there will be receipts and shit again that we won't be able to see on the actual season.
And we're just going to be making guesses.
Social media bullshit.
But do you think that there will be drama, or do you think that if in fact Peter was cheating, that all the women will band together, like how Hannah Ann and Maddie banded together afterwards?
There will always be someone who will have some heat with Pete.
What if Peter comes in like a Bachelor alumni version, like I'm gonna let you all like tell you what not to do or something like that, and he shows
so he
up
just comes to give advice,
and then quote unquote shows up to give advice, and then decides that he's like, I have to stay because I've been in love with Hannah Ann this whole time, or whoever, and wants to win back the affections of one of them, and then I'm sure
producers
Kelly in.
will probably try to convince him to do that. Will he be stupid enough?
Absolutely. Peter will always be stupid enough.
That to me though is just filler
Peter.
drama. Maybe. What if the one blonde girl from his season tries to get with him?
Oh, Kelsey.
Mm-hmm. What on earth is she doing? I have not seen her in ages.
I sure do not know. I feel for something.
She
for some reason,
Instagram?
something about Kelsey makes me feel like she's flourishing right now. I don't know what it is, but I feel like maybe because I haven't heard of her that I'm like, or heard about her that maybe she's just doing well. She's just quietly living her life.
She didn't even get that many followers
on
the show. 264K.
Oh, really? That's kind of wild with top 4.
Right? Like she doesn't have that many followers.
Well, let's not forget about the fact that Victoria F will probably be on it. Victoria Fuller will probably come on Paradise.
Ooh, now that is some. I don't care about him with Hannah and Maddie, no one else. Ugh. But I do care about him and Victoria F clashing again.
think, yes, they will clash. There is no part of Victoria F.
Hook up?
Absolutely not. She is so beyond Peter. She has, she's like seen with being spotted with Dave Portnoy. This is a very different flavor.
God.
It's bad.
Okay, so who is she going to be into on pair? Oh my God, I love going over these hypothetical pairings.
Okay, so I feel like well, again, we don't know because we still have Matt's season that we're really watching, and we also have future Bachelorette season.
Who do you see, by the way, so far? Of course, we are recording this before we've watched the 3rd episode. Mm-hmm. Who do you see so far with Bachelorette energy? Abigail?
Oh, yes.
Abigail
would be a great Bachelorette. I think.
Plus, that would be the first for the franchise. If someone with a physical disability becoming the lead, everyone loves her so far.
It's
she
kind
is
of
the
like,
shining star of the season.
What's not to love about her?
Yeah, totally. Like she's so genuinely nice,
just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I know what it's hard because again, you and I have only watched the first 2 episodes. We haven't watched the 3rd yet because we're recording this earlier. But we did get that one-on-one with Bree.
Yeah,
Bree to me has major Bachelorette energy.
Totally.
I have like I love Kayla, the one pickup truck night 1. She's funny.
Oh yeah,
she seems like a good time.
Will the Bachelor do 3 black leads in a row? Time will tell.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, ABC. We dare you, ABC.
Abigail, I think, is the obvious choice. Mm-hmm. Like the one that I think they would choose.
Yeah.
Necessarily, not necessarily my pick, but I wouldn't have any issue with that so far.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't see anyone else with like, you brought up Bree. Kayla, is that her name?
Kayla.
We haven't seen anyone so far, I guess, besides Rachel, of course, but I don't think Rachel's going to be.
I don't think Rachel.
That's going to be.
I think even though there's some news. There's some Rachel news.
Let's get into what we're doing today.
Yes. So today, listen, there's been so much Bachelor news.
Yeah.
And all of these episodes, it's like when we're doing the recaps, we don't want to spend the first 30 minutes talking about random Bachelor news. We got important stuff to talk about. We have Matt James to talk about. And we had Tayshia and Zac's finale to talk about for a while. Yes. So we figured here's a good day because we truly didn't know what yesterday held, and we didn't want to have a guest and then have them be like, well, just all of those things. We're like, let's go over some Bachelor news, maybe some other news. Distract ourselves.
Complaints. No complaints.
Distract ourselves as hopefully the world is flourishing and not melting. Blink, 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 blink.
I'm glitching. Did you see in the news that that Elon Musk says he's going to take like a bunch of people to Mars by like 2025? That seems really soon. That's like in 4 years.
Becca.
What?
I have so many feelings about what's about to happen in the next few years as far as aliens go.
Well, this is interesting because my professor, I'm taking a class that's normally supposed to be like a senior critique class, basically prepping you for potential like masters, where normally you'll critique someone's work for like 3 hours, like one painting or whatever. That's normally what this class is for, but the professor is revolting and is like, I hate Zoom. It's stupid to make art and show it over Zoom. So he's like, instead, he has this whole thing about how like science fiction is one of the greatest genres of art because science fiction combines like vision, creativity, and imagination to like propel us into the future.
Okay.
And how science fiction is all about conceptual dislocations in order to teach us things.
Okay.
So it's quite interesting. I'm learning a lot.
Is this the professor who traumatized you by making you watch Contagion during a global pandemic?
Yes, but
okay,
I'm
cool.
obsessed with him.
Okay.
He's such a bitch. He's the one who was he's the one who was emailing me like rude as hell. If you followed that saga on Instagram, I hated him, but now I'm obsessed with him.
And he's his favorite.
Yeah, he's such an asshole. But I'm the only one of the only people who talks in the class. So he's always like, Becca, what did you think about that? And I'm like,
we love.
Let me tell you, prof. Let's go. So anyway, all that being said, I have been watching science fiction films twice a week. So far I've watched Annihilation, Blade Runner, Contagion. Anyway, so I'm feeling I'm ready for the space colonies. Is all I have to say.
How is your brain functioning? Are you feeling paranoid? Is it making it worse?
No, because so I just wrote an essay on Blade Runner the other day. And the thing about these films is like when they're bringing up all these moral quandaries with like our relationship to robots and aliens and all of that.
Yes.
The whole themes of those movies, the whole point is that we already have so many like ethical and moral issues in humanity. Like basically we're already fucked up. So why not throw some aliens and robots into the mix, you know?
Yes. I mean, listen, it is just evolution, the next form.
That's exactly what my professor was saying.
Right?
He was like, if anything's going to come invade, like they're obviously way smarter than us.
See,
so
this is my thing. I'm very passionate. Everyone's like so scared of aliens.
You're like, take me.
I'm beam me up, baby. Like
I'm ready to take on my final form.
Honestly, second husband will be an alien. Like, I mean, like we're not, Evan knows. Love ya, honey. Second husband, alien offspring. Okay, bros, we have to take a quick pause and say this. I have an extreme distrust in one thing. It's not the aliens. You know that I'm down for the aliens. What I distrust, snacks that advertise themselves as healthy that might as well just be honest and put taste like cardboard on the front, okay? Just be honest with me. Because that's the case with 99.9% of the snacks, just in general. But I found the exception, okay? The most delicious, most delectable, high-key snacks.
They're so good. High Key makes the no added sugar, no grains, no gluten version of all your favorite snacks, like chocolate chip cookies and caramel clusters, and they actually taste like the real deal.
They're so good.
They're bomb. Whether it's their #1 selling chocolate chip mini cookies or their macaroons, love those. Your life will be full of deliciousness when you try High Key. No more snackificing.
No more. And when you said caramel clusters, my mouth started watering. So and this is just facts on facts, broads. They're the best caramel clusters I've tasted in general. Like, regardless of them having the no sugar, no
Yeah.
grain. I mean, it's insane. They're so good. I think I was just zoning out there for a second. I'm just thinking about these dark chocolate caramel clusters. All the snacks come right to your door, by the way. And Heike even has 100% money back guarantee, so you can try all the snacks risk-free. You're not going to want to return them though. Trust. You're going to want to try them all as well. They have so many different types. Every time I go to their website, I end up picking out more than I planned. And I got to tell you, broads, every single thing I've tasted so far is chef's kiss.
So good. Get 15% off your order at heike.com/chatty. They guarantee you'll love it, or like Jess said, you'll get your money back. So to get 15% off your order, go to heike.com/chatty. That's heike.com/chatty.
Well, broads, most of us are at home, eating at home every day, every night, which can be tricky for those of us who don't have the gift of cooking, aka myself. So thank goodness for Green Chef, who has made making food from home easy and delish. Green Chef is the first USDA certified organic meal kit company that makes it easy and affordable to cook for every lifestyle.
Oh my gosh, yes. Green Chef is a godsend if you have trouble keeping it fresh in the kitchen with new recipes, or you just don't like spending a ton of time cooking every single night. All the ingredients come pre-measured, perfectly proportioned, and mostly prepared. I love Green Chef too, because normally I feel like we have to go grocery shopping twice a week. And having all of the ingredients, just exactly what you need, it's really cut down on our grocery shopping. And also, like, I'm, doing school almost every day of the week. So when Gray's taking care of the kids, it's so easy for him to get a meal together without having to think about what he's going to make, having to make sure he has all the ingredients. It's just made life a lot easier for us. So
Totally.
Not only does it mean that assembling your meals is a breeze, but it's way more sustainable because then you don't have to overbuy ingredients again. When you have like leftover chives and stuff,
which I always do, and they just end up just going bad. Yeah. I love Green Chef because it's let me be more creative in the kitchen. Like, how often do you decide not to make something because you'd have to do so many extra things and buy so many extra things that you probably wouldn't use again, like spices or herbs? Now I just get the amount I need delivered. I don't have to worry about being wasteful or taking up space in the kitchen. Cooking dinner used to stress me out. Now it's actually becoming something that's enjoyable to do with Evan and Ember, and it's a way to spend time together, try new things, and the end result is a delicious meal. It's a win-win-win. And also, by the way, I've noticed that there's always, like, at least for us, a little bit extra for that Green Chef. That's a great next meal, like leftovers for the afternoon the next day.
And not to mention, I feel like Green Chef has expanded my ideas of like what I can cook. You're like, oh, I would never think to put like tofu with pepitas. I'll remember to do that.
Exactly.
So it's kind of fun. Fun way to explore cooking. Go to greenchef.com/chatty90 and use code chatty90 to get $90 off, including free shipping. That's greenchef.com/chatty. Use promo code chatty90. You're going to get $90 off, including free shipping. Green Chef, they're the #1 meal kit for eating well. Don't you think also like they're going to be, if they're smart enough to get here, like they're going to be smart enough to figure out how to like restore the earth and restore balance and all that kind of stuff?
My thought is this: if anything is able to come to our planet and could be peaceful, they would have destroyed it a long time ago if they were coming in an aggressive way. So
I think the problem, though, is that we're going to approach aliens in an aggressive way, so they're going to have to destroy us.
And this is why I feel very passionate about, like, let the aliens come and be peaceful.
Yeah.
Let us join together.
Trying to shoot them out of the sky. It's like, oh, God, now, guys, they're going to have to enslave us or kill us.
Do you know what's going to fucking happen? Is that the rest of the world is going to be like, yes, we see you, aliens. And the United States is going to be like, fucking aliens. And try to, like, that's what's going to happen. And we're going to ruin it for everybody, okay? This is the warning that we must love the aliens. They're coming to us in peace.
Do you think they'll be able to communicate? Like, do you think we'll be able to communicate with them by like this smiling going to be the same sort of thing? Like, hello. Are they going to pick up the same like social cues that we have here on Earth?
Oh my gosh. Well, okay.
Are they going to have interpreters? Human interpreters so that they know what we're saying?
Well, here's the thing.
Then you could be like, I offer my body.
I offer it to you. You guys, don't worry. I'll do it. I'll have sex with a super, super hot alien. And everyone's like, that's not what they're asking for. I'm like, don't worry, everybody.
Okay, what were you saying?
Why is she in a Princess Leia outfit?
You have like, you're all covered in snakes.
The Jabba the Hutt one, I'm just like, oh my God, I get it. It's fine.
You're just in Princess Leia cosplay the whole time. They're like, what the? Okay, clearly this one is defective.
This has been her bedroom fantasy.
This one is defective. Laser beam, you're dead. At least it's a quick way to go. I'm sure they'll have humane ways to kill us.
Oh, absolutely.
But we're gonna be like ants, peons to them.
Sad. I wonder if what will come to us in peace, the alien form, might be just us in a different time. Because I have a feeling that, we've talked about how I think that time is like, there's numerous times happening at once, like different, dimensions that it's like, okay, in one other dimension is the future and they're able to see us. And it's like human beings from the future coming through and interacting with us. And maybe that's what quote unquote alien life
like another
is.
Dimension or plane of existence. Look, if they just humanely kill me, I don't care.
No, me either. Take me out.
Please don't torture me. Please don't.
No.
Please don't experiment on me. Just please kill me.
I mean, for me, I truly believe that they will come in peace. It was reported a couple weeks ago.
We both look like we're in junior high right now. Can we talk about that? Like, you're wearing like pink lipstick and a Bratz shirt, and I look like I'm straight out of what the fuck is
Judy
like
Bloom.
Home Improvements or something, or Full House with this stupid hat and outfit on.
We both look like we were from two different Nickelodeon shows.
And you were like,
talking about aliens.
You're like,
oh my
anyway,
God.
so you're saying, I think, 2 weeks ago,
Like,
what were you saying?
holy shit, I hope the aliens are hot. Like,
Yeah,
do you
me
think I
too.
could have an alien boyfriend? Like, oh my God, definitely.
I think they have like cool music.
Oh, there's not actual music. They just move to vibrations for sure. Right? And the vibrations have different feelings to them.
I really want to know what this is going to be like, but I'll just have to wait and see a couple years.
Or just alien music is bass.
Hold on, you just took me back because last night I was telling Jess that I had like a panic attack.
Oh,
and
so
part of
sorry.
what gave me a panic attack is there was someone down the street that was, I don't know if it was a car or an apartment that had extremely heavy bass like that, but it was super ominous. So it was
that's
like,
so scary.
This is like at night, and all you can hear is, and it's just close enough so you can hear it, but just far enough away that you can't hear any of the actual music. So you're just hearing these ominous bass tones.
No.
I was losing my shit.
No, we don't like that at all. You know what will send me off in any horror movie? Like, I'll watch any horror movie, but if there's one of those sirens, like in Silent Hill, that goes boom, boom, I'm like I'm fully in hysteria, and I can't stop thinking about it for weeks.
I'll tell you what, I will take aliens over zombies any fucking day.
Absolutely any day. You know why? Do you know why?
Because they're intelligent?
Because zombies are humans, okay?
Yeah, that's so scary.
That is so scary.
What's scarier with the aliens is that maybe it'll happen like War of the Worlds, and people will start... I hate the apocalyptic stuff. I can't handle it when people start breaking, like trying to get into your car to take your car from you.
Whenever I watch the like alien apocalyptic movies, I'm just like screaming, like, work together, love each other.
Yeah,
like,
that's why the aliens are going to be like, you
humanity.
idiot ants, die, all of you.
Well, but that's the thing. I
Fools.
think that's why if they're able to get here, they're coming in peace, right? Well, a couple
You
weeks
think they will
ago,
take all the children and kill all of us?
if my daughter is given beautiful alien parents, I'm fine. If they love her and but honestly, they probably take better care of her than me. Like fact of the matter is, like, she still can barely ride a bike, and I blame that on myself. Like that's my fault.
They're gonna give her
for
a
not,
beautiful life.
Yeah, they're gonna give.
You know what? Also, they probably have technology now where they can. You know what? Maybe they'll just erase all of our memories, and then we'll all just wake up in the alien colony thinking we've always lived there.
Thinking we've always been.
And they'll implant memories in us. Like, yes.
Like where when we look in a mirror, it's actually us, but we look like one of the aliens. Like we have.
Yeah.
Oh my
and we
God.
just think that's our life. And they'll implant memories in us, kind of like the plot of Blade Runner. And we just, that's just how we've always been.
If you don't know, right? Then you're fine.
I guess. I just, I hope I have a good existence in the alien world. I hope I don't get brought in as a peasant.
What if you become an alien queen?
But what if like peasant life in the alien world is like, is like being like a billionaire here? Like, what if it's so
Everything's
advanced and decadent that like being poor in the alien world is like being rich here in the
I
human
believe
world?
that our brains are so twisted that you'd only be happy with that for about a month. And then you'd be like, I want all of this. Not you specifically,
Yeah.
but like us as humans.
Yeah,
We'd still have our
maybe.
human brains that we would just be like, you know.
Yeah.
But check this shit out.
What?
A couple weeks ago, Israeli ex-space director. Okay, this isn't a casual position. This is the Israeli that has, by the way, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the largest military is from Israel, and their space director, ex-space
Israel
director.
doesn't have the largest military, does it?
No, I'm saying it's one of the biggest, I believe, in the world. I
They're
could be
one of the
wrong.
smallest countries in the world.
I
How
know,
is that
that's what's-
possible?
it's-
okay. Anyway,
Again, I could be wrong.
I don't care.
Check me.
they got the. I'm believing whatever you're about to.
But either
say.
way, space director.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
He said that that aliens are real. We've known about them for a long time. There's a galactic federation, and they're in relationship with the United States, and the U.S. has like a close tie with them.
No.
And that, yes, this is publicly he's talking about this, and that he says that they've known about it for a long time, but they didn't want to cause hysteria, and he specifically called out and says Trump knows about him.
Stop it.
Yes, this
Stop it.
This is the space director from Israel, or the ex-space director.
I love how on Google you can look up Israeli alien guy. That's what comes up.
and it's
Former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. A galactic federation. Yeah, you're right.
he used the phrase Galactic Federation. People.
So Elon Musk is Elon Musk is an alien.
Well, to think about what they named their child, that's probably a symbol to the aliens. That like bling bling bling.
Is that
what
too
do they call
obvious?
them?
That seems heavy-handed to me that him and Grimes are aliens.
Probably.
Does
I
seem
don't think that they're
heavy-handed, right?
aliens. I think that he's definitely trying to cue. He's like being like, you guys
I see
me?
you.
We're not gonna. We come in peace. We're not causing you any harm. You do what you need to do here, so long as you beam us up.
I mean, the fact that he has triplets and twins, and then like he's doing like some weird like Fibonacci code numbers,
Yes.
numerology with the children. I don't even know.
There's things going on, and
Humanity is not ready yet, said Hayim Eshed. I hope I said that right. Former head of Israel's Defense Ministry Space Directorate. What the
yeah, I mean, sorry. And guess what? Hey, everybody, this isn't some random news source. This is
He's
like
a respected professor and retired general.
Yes, I know.
He said that aliens were equally curious about humanity and were seeking to understand the fabric of the universe. Me too. Same.
Same.
Would you like to come on Chatty Broads? Aliens. What is there a more respectful term for you?
We would like to have a proper conversation with you.
Wait. He said cooperation agreements had been signed between What the what is this guy on? Is this fucking He said he's going to get killed. Cooperation agreements
Poor
had
guy.
been signed between species, including an underground base in the depth of Mars, where Elon Musk is saying he's going to send people in the next 5 years, where there are American astronauts and alien representatives.
Fam,
Do you think they're just like? Do you think they look just like humans? What the fuck do they look like?
all I can tell you is this.
I need to know. Ah! Keep going.
All I can tell you is this. Do you hear that in the background?
I will tell you what. We were at the beach yesterday, and there's a fucking military like big chopper things flying over. You know, the double choppers.
Yep.
Do
Do you hear that in the background?
Yeah, a fucking plane. What?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Just sounded weird. Well, I spent the night at my mother's house last night, and it is over the ocean. And I woke up at 3 a.m. and I looked out into the blackness that is above the sea, and there were things hovering over the water. My mom always tells me, she goes, "Oh, I see things over that ocean all the time." And there was 3 in a line, and they sat there and I watched them for 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes, and I was like glued. And then they just disappeared.
Okay, so this is crazy. He says that the aliens have been waiting for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we'll understand in general what space and spaceships are.
Which is why, by the way, it makes me feel super like comfy cozy with the aliens, because it's like, oh, they're like signing treaties with us.
History does not look good for the people that don't have as advanced weaponry who are signing treaties with other groups. But hopefully they have advanced morals and ethics that we don't. That's what we can hope for, right?
We truly can hope for that. Here's the thing, okay?
Yep.
So there's that. So he's saying these things. And in the past year, in 2020, this is the first time ever that they've randomly released and said like, oh, guess what? Like the US government or the Pentagon confirms that they've been spotting UFOs and they released a couple videos.
Yeah.
That's all happening quietly this year, okay? Yeah. And then in the COVID bill that they just released a couple weeks ago, there is a tiny little asterisk that said in 180 days from now, and this was just a random little thing tacked onto the COVID bill, in 180 days from now, FBI and other spy agencies in the United States have to reveal all the information that they have collected about UFOs. Just a casual little thing that they threw on the bill.
Okay, yeah.
So 2021 is the year of the alien. Mark
UFO
my words.
information requested in the COVID-19 release.
I'm sorry. Just a casual thing that we're just not talking about.
Yeah, 180 days to share what they know about UFOs.
And that's been that 180 days. It's been ticking for a couple weeks, people. I believe we're probably on like 156 now.
No,
left.
It's in December. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have 156 left. Yeah.
So I tell you,
less than 6 months to provide the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committee. Ugh, but they're gonna know. We're not gonna know. They have to release it to Congress, basically.
2021 is the year of the alien. 2022 max. That we will find out things, and this is just a heads up. Don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid.
I just want to know with COVID and now the aliens. When the hell are we gonna get to have a massive wedding? What the fuck? I'm pissed. Everything is ruining my life plans.
You're like, everything was going so well.
What if COVID was made by the aliens? To test us. Okay. I know
to test us as like to see if we could unify it as a world.
Yes.
And that we could mask up and not be selfish.
Interesting theory. Or just to see it not in a ominous way, but just to see how well we can unify and like follow orders and all this stuff.
Or trying to get us to stay in our houses to help the environment because they're seeing that like our Earth is about to burn.
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying it in like, I'm assuming that I'm gonna be positive here and assume the aliens are good. So I'm gonna say that
I think that they're good.
I'm gonna say that
you're anything negative for me.
They want to see if we can all obey because. If we need to evacuate Earth, if we need to make moves, they got to make sure everyone's going to be able to fall in line, to operate smoothly.
What I would like to bring...
space transition.
What I would like to bring to everyone's attention, because I don't know if you have seen this or not, but if you have a fear of aliens, let me tell you about a movie called Arrival. Okay? Everyone should... Don't stop listening to this, but wait till this is over and then watch it.
Yeah.
2016, Arrival. One of the most incredible movies I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I hope I watch it for my class.
No, even if you don't. It is a movie and it is about aliens, but it is like, I'm talking every hair on your body will stand up. You will cry. It is beautiful. It is
You're
magical.
really hyping this up. If I hate it.
You won't hate it.
Okay.
It's like
it does have 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was one of the most magical.
Must-see.
It was one of the most magical movies I've ever seen in a way that like it made you question everything and you felt like beauty. Like it was an alien movie that didn't paint aliens. It painted aliens differently. We'll say that. It painted aliens differently. And Amy Adams is in it and she's unbelievable in it. Okay. And
wow.
It is the way. Okay, the way that they make the aliens look. Why the aliens are coming, the communication, it's unbelievable.
Okay, can we have someone on to talk about this stuff? Because I have questions
Do we have an
about
alien
like,
expert?
or just someone who even has theories on like biologically speaking, the probability of like aliens looking really similar to us, for instance.
Okay.
Like, that kind of thing.
I would think that they would look different if they were coming from different atmospheres, right?
And like,
because they would need different ways to like survive. Like, what if their
but what if there's
world
just
is hotter? Or
what if there's like the exact same Earth somewhere else? Like not the exact same, but like the exact same like climate conditions and all that kind of stuff.
There are a few YouTube videos that if you like Google freakiest things that you can find on YouTube, there are a few that show. Oh my God, there are a few that show like NASA clips when people, because you can like watch publicly some of these things, and there have been clips of like seeing these like bulbous weird things coming into the galaxy that are huge and then like moving out, and they're unexplained. There also was a few years ago a woman who is strikingly beautiful that looks like a model, and her name escapes me, and she is like in charge of this like federation involving UFO whatever, and she had this like kind of underground meeting that she spoke at with politicians around, was saying, and it's videoed, is saying, and she's in this huge chair and it looks kind of alienish, and she's just like, we've come to report that we have seen things that have been crossing the boundaries into the near the Earth and past the Earth's atmosphere lately, and they have been officially spotted that they are not from here. Like she gives it an official thumbs up that they're not from a different government. I believe she's from Russia, and she was over in the United States. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty, there's a lot that you can find that just isn't talked about. And there's video footage of her talking about it. Well, on some, if you look up again, like wildest videos on YouTube, you're like, how is this real?
I want to know why like all aliens are shown having these big ass eyes. You know, like those big, like aliens sort of universally, when we talk about aliens, they all kind of got these weird big bug eye looking things, the classic like alien emoji.
Sure.
Why is that? I wonder, some sort of,
well, if there really is like something about having to do with Area 51, and they really did see something and it looked like that, and it kind of leaked, and then people just kind of kept running with that. I would love to have a scientist come on, maybe like they've come up with these ideas because they've talked about like evolutionarily what an alien would be the most like, that they've said something like an octopus.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I know, I saw a shrimp. I'm like,
seems like the closest to alien life would be, or form would be, an octopus. Like an octopus is an unexplainable creature.
What if they're shapeshifters? That's cool.
You have to watch Arrival.
Okay, fine, I'll watch Arrival.
It's so
okay,
good.
Well, we really got derailed. Do you think there will be aliens on Bachelor in Paradise?
Well, I know that you and I have definitely, our first ever season of recapping The Bachelor, we recapped Colton's season, and our very first theory ever on this show was that Colton was an alien, and we made merch with little aliens on rosé bottles. So here we're just going back to it. And that was a couple years ago that we theorized that. So here we are.
Bro, I don't even know what to think anymore. This is the thing with Blade Runner too. Like, what if we're aliens? That's why we're so smart and beautiful.
Oh my God. Okay, well, back to some Bachelor news.
Yep.
How does that sound?
I'm ready.
Well, it looks as if the theory is that Dale and Claire have broken up.
It doesn't seem like much of a theory. It seems like pretty concrete.
It seems pretty concrete.
I was just looking on their social medias today. We may get a statement by the time this episode releases, actually.
That's true. And I would like to say that I am devastated.
I love Dale.
Yeah, I love Dale too. I'm devastated. I know that after everything wrapped, we were like making guesses about how long they would last.
Yeah.
And I think I said something like until summer. And then the next week I was like, never mind. They're going to last for forever. I believe in their love. It is true. And I want to know what happened.
Well, she just posted this script. Again, we're recording this Monday. We probably are going to get a statement by Thursday. So no need to dive too far into speculation, I think.
I don't think that in light of the fact that the inauguration is happening, that they're going to maybe be releasing like all of their personal news.
Never put it past anyone.
True.
Never put it past any
Here
Bachelor
we are talking
folk.
about Bachelor pop culture the day after.
Don't put it past us. Don't put it past anyone. But Claire posted right now sort of a cryptic MLK. Like, of all the MLK quotes to post, this is the one she put. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. That sounds like a breakup quote.
That does sound like a breakup quote.
Or like in light of her breakup,
And-
that's the quote she's posting.
Let's be real. This theory emerged a couple days ago, and they haven't posted anything since. If they would still be together, they'd be like, "Fuck you guys," and they'd post something together, and
Yeah.
like they'd,
Yeah. But also, who knows? They might get back together. That's the other possibility, is that right now they're
It seemed
a
like
break.
there was maybe something that had to do with like a family disagreement, because it all started
with the brother.
with a cousin, and she like unfollowed the cousin, and it seems like, and I think
Messy.
she had been at the families, or he had been like, there was something where it looks like it was potentially like maybe a family disagreement, and
That's not a good look.
it's not a great look, and it sucks. And it was like they've only been together for a couple months.
Well, so that's why I say like maybe they will get back together, because maybe
hope
right
so.
now it's like, family allegiance. Dale's like, gotta stick with my fam. She's like, fuck you, we're forever. And then maybe they'll like bridge the gap.
I sure hope so, because honestly, I was really loving them. I this all went downhill after he potentially gave her a concussion, is all I have to say though.
Maybe she's not thinking rationally.
And if you saw how hard she hit her head, it was pretty intense.
Shit.
And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we'll get a statement, but I'm devastated. And I will tell you what, if on the flip side, anything happens to our dear, sweet Zaysha,
I will not be okay. I will be very unwell.
I will be so unwell. I will, you know what? I'm thinking about it, and this is so embarrassing. There are actual like tears in my eyes thinking about something happening with them.
That puts a pit in my stomach.
It makes me feel sick too. I mean, we are so connected at this point that like Becca and I will share it through in our DMs, Zac and Tayshia stories to each other, because we're like, oh my God, this is so cute. I can't handle
Whenever
it.
Tayshia comments, she's commented on my photos a couple times in the past 2 weeks. I'm like,
do you not feel, I get starstruck?
yeah, to everyone else, I'm like, kiss the royal hand before you approach. Yes, Tayshia just commented on my reel.
She's, I don't know what it is. Tasha's the only one that I'm like, that I feel now starstruck. And if I
I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess things up between us.
if I saw her and Zac together, it would be like seeing, to me, like Brad Pitt.
And you guys are basically friends. You guys have already hung out.
I know, we will DM occasionally, and I'm very nervous because she is just a goddess, and the two of them together, it's like it's like seeing a couple fall in love, it's like seeing like two famous actors that you've always loved fall in love on screen together, and then becoming like a huge fan of their relationship.
Ugh.
Speaking of this, listen to how incredible this is. So now we have this Zac and Tayshia relationship, and now Zac is posting, because I don't know if you saw this, but he's now part of this panel that's going to be part of the historic National Day of Service commemorating the inauguration of President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris. And he is on the panel
Whoa.
with like a couple other people talking about recovery. It's like him and 4 or 5 other people.
Wow, that's cool.
How incredible is that?
Good for him. Zac's making moves. He always has been.
Zac has always been making moves, and again, in beautiful, beautiful fashion. He has not been posting on Instagram. It's just like every once in a while he'll post, and it's about him being on this like very incredible panel supporting the president and the vice president-elect. Now the president and the vice president come by the time this drops, hopefully. But it's we'll just say he's playing it very differently than a few others who have been coming off of his season, aka Bennett, whose social media presence lately has been truly horrifying.
Nothing short of atrocious. The funny thing to me too is he's not even trying to hide the fact that he went to like some fucking, $40,000 a year private school and elementary school and all this other kind of stuff. Like, it's just so funny to me.
No, Bennett, I don't understand. Bennett has crossed the line in his social media. That did you see Bennett's social media where
I try not to keep up.
Okay. Well, I have something for you that is truly horrifying, and I hope that we don't get demonetized because of this, but it's him singing the song, so I think we should be fine. There is a recent post of Bennett, and the caption reads, Being a bachelor, living alone, and working from home in New York can get pretty quiet and lonely, especially during these winter months. I truly believe 2021 will be my year to find the love of my life. Here's to hoping she loves lullabies. He cheerses the camera and starts singing from the movie A Star Is Born. Tell me something, girl. I think that's what he's singing.
Are you serious?
And he says in parentheses, in no way is this verse meant to be an allusion to A Star Is Born, but I do think I owe some love to and he tags his chorale teacher who put up with me and gave me A's for 6 consecutive years.
Gave me A's?
So let's hear Bennett.
Oh my God, I hate this. No.
I'm going to have to cut some of this because of monetization, but here's a little clip.
Tell me something, girl.
This is going to be serious.
Are you happy in this modern world?
Do you think when he holds people hostage, he makes them listen to him sing? Because that... That was the most not okay thing I've ever heard.
No, okay, so the broad start, all of a sudden, I'm like casually going about my day.
I have chills.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting all these DMs, like tons of DMs.
Is that real?
And I'm like, what's happening?
He's good?
Well, he says he thanks his chorale teacher for giving him A's for 6 consecutive years.
Is it chorale or choral? I know.
Chorale.
I don't know. I'm just genuinely asking because I've never known.
I'm truly not
because
sure.
I didn't have a choral teacher, a chorale or chorale or whatever the fuck.
No, we just called it.
Oh my
choir
God!
Where I went.
The way he styled his hair for he winks at the camera. He thinks. Oh my God! He licks his lips. He thinks he's Clark Kent.
Oh yeah.
He thinks he's Clark Kent meets
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
And he's got the robe on and it's very deep. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I'm like, okay, if this is a prank, it's a good prank. If he's trying to be funny, and for a second, until I read the parentheses.
What does he mean in no way is this verse meant to be an allusion to A Star Is Born? It's literally a song from A Star Is Born. What does he mean by an allusion?
He's literally playing the song as he sings.
What does an allusion mean? What is what?
I believe what
is he trying to be smart?
Yes, he is. And I believe what he's trying to say is that, like, I'm not comparing this to, like, the performance of
an
Lady
indirect
Gaga.
reference. No, it's not an indirect reference. It's a direct reference, you idiot.
You're playing the actual song underneath. Like, you're not even playing the music, or it's not a cappella. You're playing the actual song underneath and singing over it.
This is creepy. Someone commented, my toddler keeps kissing the screen, LMAO. And he goes, please send video. I want one. Oh my God. He deserves to have his Instagram removed for all of this.
Do you know what I always forget? And you always remind me so wonderfully to look at the comments. It's like when we would look at those Dr. Phil videos, and the best part about the Dr. Phil videos would be the comments underneath the Dr. Phil videos. Because people are funny. I can't believe it. I truly can't believe it. It was potentially one of the most jarring things that I have seen in quite some time. Especially considering I don't think it's supposed to be a joke.
He's replying to I don't think it is either. Oh my God. It's always videos like these where I'm like, oh, I'm a terrible singer. And I'm like, I should try out for American Idol.
You're like, actually, I shred.
I'm apparently really good. How?
I don't know.
Oh my God. It was all so bad. The licking of the lips.
It's all so bad. And let me tell you something as well. He has been on one lately. He is really trying to make sure that his social media game is just killing it. Because then the next day, he films himself as a chef.
It's a wild one during quarantine.
He's wearing an apron without a shirt on.
He thinks he's Nick Viall.
Oh my God, how dare he?
Found a little new accessory. Thought this one needed to go in the
He's wearing a cowboy hat now at this point.
Let's get it going.
And
A little bit less considering the spill.
This man says he's not going to go on Paradise. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
okay,
fucking
Bennett.
lie detector determines that is untrue.
You're singing, and Get it. I sing too.
I love how he posts this photo and says loving the quality time with the fam, and it's just him by himself.
Well, maybe there's a family underneath a building somewhere. Quality time with the family that I kidnapped.
Oh, I
can't believe it. Truly cannot. I truly cannot.
Unreal.
Well,
fucking real.
There is a lot more. There is a lot more tea that I have for you. It's just been coming through
I'm
these
ready.
days. But and before we get into that tea, you want to take a quick pause?
Why? Let's do it.
Let us do it. Listen, broads, the internet has pretty much always been a part of my daily life. Looking at these horrifying Bennett videos, perhaps. But still, even with having spent my entire adult life with all the convenience of the internet at my fingertips, I am always surprised at how much you can do online. Grocery shop, check. Get a college degree, of course, check. Chat with friends around the world, duh. But did you also know you can eliminate the need to ever have to go to the post office again thanks to the internet?
That is right. Thanks to Stamps.com, one of our favorite sponsors, you get all the services of the post office and UPS right on your computer. You just use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it. So no matter if you're a small business shipping out orders or if you're just trying to send back returns from an online shopping spree, Stamps.com can do it all.
And not only will it save you time because you'll never have to wait in long lines again, you'll save money too. With Stamps.com, you're going to get 5 cents off every first class stamp, up to 40% off priority mail, and up to 62% off UPS shipping rates. Okay, that's so much money.
Yeah.
I've been sending out a chunk of packages lately. Different families have been having, family members been having birthdays. And the amount that I've been saving on shipping is wild. Okay. Basically, Stamps.com is a no-brainer.
So make 2021 the year you stop wasting time going to the post office and go to Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with our promo code CHATTY, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial. Plus, you get free postage and you get a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the mic at the top of the homepage, and type in CHATTY. That's Stamps.com, promo code CHATTY. Stamps.com, never go to the post office again.
Well, broads, when I first had my daughter, I remember saying screen time will always be a big fat no in my house, and I'll let you guess how long I stuck with that one. Okay,
Same.
But I quickly realized just how many positive tools actually are available digitally to our little ones. One of our favorites is Homer. I mean, I think you've heard me even cry on the show about Homer because it's been that helpful to our family. A lot of us continue with at-home learning right now, and Homer is going to be every parent's new best friend, I promise.
If you're going to do screen time, make it educational.
Right? It's amazing.
Homer is an essential early learning program for all kids aged 2 to 8. It's research-backed, it's parent-approved, and most importantly, it's kid-tested. And all the lessons are interactive, and it's completely personalized by your child's skill level and individual interests too. So it's wild that when it comes to learning, we sometimes take a one-size-fits-all approach, even though every child is so unique. And that's what I love most about Homer, because the programs are specific to each child, so they stay engaged longer and they're excited to learn.
And Homer's programs are comprehensive too, covering subjects that are both important for school, like reading and math, but also for skills for life, like creativity and emotional learning. My daughter Ember loves when she gets to do her Homer lessons. She begs to do them every single day. The program is set up in a way that the kids can really run the show. It's ad-free, so it's safe and it's easy to use, so I never worry what she might get into with an unsupervised screen time. And watching her confidence boost when she learns a new skill all on her own is the best feeling in the whole world.
Visit learnwithhomer.com/chatty and you can start your free 60-day trial. That's learnwithhomer.com/chatty.
All right, well, back to batch. So, obviously we had Bennett. That's just horrifying. I also do want to take a moment to talk with you about Ben's social media since the show.
We've always had some thoughts on good old Ben.
You and I have had some thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this to you. Fam. We got a lot of shit for having those thoughts.
Oh, yes, we did.
Okay? Because
People hate to hear the truth.
People hate to hear the truth, but also we tried
People hate truth seekers.
We tried to make it very clear that he brought so much to the show by introducing topics that need to be talked about on the screen. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we appreciated him coming back on the show when obviously Tayshia was in love.
Necessarily like him as a person. I can like what someone stands for, what they bring to the show, but I can also be like, I don't fuck with this person.
Yes,
and that's where I stood with Ben.
And that's how I started to, and at first I didn't feel that way about Ben, and then I was just like, you know what? No. And I'm going to say that since the show ended, there has not been a day gone by. And listen, promote your business, honey. Like, I'm all about it. Make that coin.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. But I don't think there's a day that's gone by since the first day that he came off the show that he hasn't done a post about his business. And it's pretty intense. Like, I'll be real with you. And
okay. Yeah. I'm going to play devil's advocate, though.
Okay.
What about, we haven't really had any recent girls, but how soon do girls start doing ads on their pages coming off of the show, And how often do they post about their ads? Sometimes 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times a week.
True.
And it's not even their business. I'm going to play the defense in this case. And I will say that, it's almost better if someone's promoting their business that they've worked for and that they stand behind fully.
And God bless his business. It's just more like hours after every day. It makes you kind of go, did you want to get on the show to promote your business? And it's been pretty intense. I don't know. You know what? I don't know what to tell you. And maybe I'm being a Judge Judy about it, but it's just been one of those things where when
Judge Jess,
when I'm scrolling through,
let's look.
And there's just a lot
of
let's look on his Instagram. Let's see what there was also. I'm also very confused by Ben's social media.
He's like thinks he's doing like. Yeah, it drives me bananas, actually. It drives me berserk because he reminds me of like guys I've dated in LA before who are like really cryptic with their texts and are like, I don't know if they're trying to be cool or what they're trying to do, where they'll like, you'll send a text, be like, what are you doing tonight? And it'll just be like, I don't know. That's not a good example. Anyway, I don't know. But it's like he posted this photo of like traffic stuff. And he just puts like, I feel. Like, it's vibe. Likes to be choked.
Yeah, that one.
Stop.
He recently bet his...
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just saying I can't stand Ben. That's all I'm saying. Or how he keeps doing the ooh, Tia's smashing that like button.
For real?
Think she's trying to get at that. I'm sure there's a lot of girls trying to get after him.
Okay, but let's be real here. Tia
Paradise.
Was so into Colton.
I bet. Do you think Tia's gonna be back to Paradise?
Probably. Think about this. Tia was so into Colton, and Ben is Colton incarnate to me. Like all I see is Colton. He looks so much like him.
Yeah, he posts a bunch of stuff with dogs too. That also reminds me of Colton.
I also I know, come for me, but a lot of people are very, very angry at people in Bachelor Nation for traveling and going unmasked and like being and meeting up with people.
Sure.
And then Ben is doing the same thing. Do you understand? Like he was like, I don't know if he was in Mexico when he was posting while he was like out like by the water and like nobody was giving him a hard time
because he's woke.
I just feel so confused when I'm looking at all that stuff going like, I just don't understand. Like all of this rant about nothing because we have literally nothing to say and I'm literally bitching at this poor guy being just like, well, he's promoting his business and I don't know, it just feels weird. It's just, maybe, you know what it is? Maybe I'm fully triggered by him because he does remind me of a lot of LA guys like you're talking about.
He is an LA guy. He is quintessential transplant Venice bro.
Yeah. And so
who is fake woke.
Yeah. And I'm just
sorry. I don't know why I'm saying this. Maybe we should move on.
All I'm saying,
Slander.
All I'm saying is this. Okay, all I know is that like he's posting videos and there's numerous people in there and no one's masked, and I just don't ever understand the people who are coming at a bunch of other people but like then give him a pass
Because they give people woke passes.
Yeah.
Like I just even know for myself, like I've gotten way less heat for like traveling or doing shit than say like Tia, for instance.
Yeah.
Which is really not fair. It's like don't just hone in on one person because you think they're problematic in other areas. And so you're really like digging the knife into them in this area when you're not doing the same consistency with like other people.
I've just been confused by that. But point is, this long rant where I have nothing to actually say about him, but he's just been on my mind lately. And when I heard that they're going to be stacking Bachelor in Paradise, I just really want to prep myself, mind, body, and soul, and prep the broads for our opinion, because I have a feeling that we will really get to know more about Ben in Paradise, and I feel like there might be. I think there's going to be a Blake situation. I have a feeling that Ben's sliding into some of these Bachelorette women's DMs, and there's going to be a situation where he's told a bunch of people that he's in love.
Tia again.
Sure. But that he's like maybe getting too emotional with some of these, like, I think I might have feelings for you. And
you know
like
what?
Maybe
Okay.
being too much.
That's what it is. He reminds me of the type of guy who is going to be like, I've never felt this way with someone like you before. And then when you like say in front of someone that like he's your boyfriend and that you guys are a thing, then like later on he's going to take you aside and be like, I don't know, like if I gave you the impression that I was looking for something more serious.
Yes.
And like that like very like gaslighting about feelings thing, being like, I don't know if I gave you the wrong impression, but like I really want to hold space for your feelings, but like I'm really sorry if I made it seem like I want something because I'm just not in that place right now. And you're like, bro, what? We just stayed up till 3 a.m. the other night and you were telling me how you've never felt this way before.
Yes, and that's the thing. Saying all the right things, but it being wrong.
It's just slightly off.
And we had kind of had those feelings, and then when everything happened and the way that he approached everything with Tayshia just kind of confirmed some of these thoughts that we were feeling, and we're like, that's just not okay. You just can't come back and approach it the way that you did. And then, there's just...
I can see on Paradise him having a conversation being like, I'm sorry if I gave you the impression, like I thought we were just having like a friendly conversation over Instagram.
Mark my words, if he doesn't come in with numerous women who's like, we've been talking, he will have a situation where there will be 2+ women on the show who he's like very much telling, I've never felt this way, very quickly, and there will be a full-blown showdown. And will he be painted in a way that people like maybe don't like him, or will it be more like, oh, people can say they're in love with multiple people, which is true.
I think he'll come out looking good. But I can already see the promo scenes of him being like, I just don't know what to do, with his face in his hands.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people coming to meet Ben. I have a feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, what if it is like a Blake thing where they all show up and they're like, I've been talking to Ben.
I've been talking to Ben. The fact that I think that'll happen. Now, maybe he's smart enough to know, like,
I feel like he's smart enough.
Me too. It's like, I saw Blake and that happened and I'm not going to let that happen. But I'm not saying that won't necessarily happen once he's on the show.
I think when he's on the show, he may be not forthcoming enough for anyone to actually hold anything against him when it comes to like feelings. Mm-hmm. But I think he'll be having very flirtatious, like suggestive, like in terms of suggesting that he might like them. I think he's going to have multiple of those interactions, but it won't be anything that you can actually pin down on him.
I'm going to tell you right now that I believe we will see Ben having the same first evening with 3 women. And I would say
3, not even just 2.
I'm going to go with 3. Now, I'm going to throw this out there because if you go back and you watch Ben's first interactions with Claire and his first, because by the way, Claire did kiss 2 people that night. They only showed us her kissing Dale. They edited out her kissing Ben. So Claire kissed Ben and Dale the first night, okay? And then we see her with Ben a few other times. If you watch Claire and Ben's interaction, and then their first few interactions, and then you watch Ben and Tayshia's first few interactions, they are very similar. That's fine. But all I'm saying is that who is it that got heat for saying the same exact thing?
Oh, poor what's his name? Surfer Bro.
Yes, Chasen.
Thank you.
It was the same thing that happened with Ben.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. So I think we're gonna see that potentially on Paradise, and that's all.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. It's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. Why are we ranting about that? Nothing has been on his
Aliens
social
and
media.
Ben is basically the theme of this conversation. You know, I think that if we weren't called Chatty Broads, we could call ourselves like the Bachelor Prophets, because that's sort of what our show has become, is like trying to prophesy and what's going to happen.
Sometimes we put,
and sometimes we do.
Yeah.
Actually, we have prophesied multiple times in bizarre, clairvoyant ways.
Not to like pat ourselves on the back, but sometimes I have these feelings and I put them out there and I'm very nervous because I know we're going to get heat. And guess what? We always do. And then in the end, we're right. And nobody says that we're right.
Yeah.
We still,
of course not. Of course
we don't
not.
get the redemption of, even though we got shit for saying it at
Well,
first.
the true ones are always like,
Well, of
you guys
course, our
said
OG
this or
broads.
that. Of course. But like with the cast list and everything, we are rose clairvoyants.
Yes.
Like 100%. Like, and I'll say that Grayston has a touch of the Lord's hand also in this.
He does.
He throws out little things every once in a while with the cast list that are very interesting.
Very random. In with Claire's / Tayshia's cast, there were a couple that were freakishly spot on. Freakish in weird specific ways. Like very random specific ways.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it seems like we may have on the horizon whether or not they can pull their shit together.
We'll
Some
see.
bonus episodes here and there with Grayston and Evan giving their opinions on The Bachelor.
Have some chatty bros recaps.
Some chatty bros.
Potentially popping off. Yes.
We'll see.
If they can make it happen.
They can make it happen. The stage is theirs. So that'll be interesting. We'll see what happens with that. Okay, any other news?
Yes, indeed. Oh, this is kind of fun and kind of shocking. So I believe on this coming episode that we are about to watch that now has already been aired, that we're going to see Ashley I. She's going to come and do a date moment. And so I guess there was a photo that was posted by Bachelor ABC or something that had Ashley I standing next to Chris Harrison, standing next to Matt James. And and someone said, like, oh, poor pathetic girl, like, said something super rude about Ashley, basically saying
like what, she's like a fame whore type
yeah,
thing
she
or
was just
something?
like, poor pathetic girl, like out here trying
Poor
to like
unfortunate soul.
yeah, trying to be pop or to remain relevant, blah 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 blah. Well, Chris Harrison came in the comments and first Ashley clapped back and said, yeah, I begged the producers to have me on. They didn't invite me on or anything. Okay, so that's that. And then Chris Harrison wrote to the user, hey, Nikki, suck it.
Yeah, get him.
We specifically asked my friend to be on this show and she was gracious enough to quarantine and join us. Go troll elsewhere, por favor.
Okay, coming in with the heat. What the?
I'm like, Chris Harrison out of nowhere just tells someone to suck it? Like, what is that?
You need to calm down, sir. I love that, though. I would.
Yeah, you know, we appreciate a good. We
also like, the whole
like,
argument about like trying to remain relevant. Like, yes,
but of course. Why is that? Why is that embarrassing?
Why wouldn't you be trying to remain relevant?
If I went on a show where I'm on camera, I want it to be on camera. So I'm hoping that I will continue to be on camera to make money.
Aren't you trying to make yourself relevant by commenting that?
Yeah, but
isn't that a cry for like attention?
Also, like, my brain is, it's like, this is how entertainers get
paid.
What?
Welcome. I know.
So like if you continue to show
celebrity.
up, if you continue to show up for your work every day, wherever, are you just trying to be relevant or are you just showing up for work?
Yeah. What? Totally.
I don't understand.
I bet she will have a pregnancy announcement within the next couple of months.
Really? You think so?
Yes. Babies are in the air. I've been seeing everyone posting fucking pregnancy shit.
When you say that, you make me a little nervous about my own uterus right now.
I know. I felt that tension in the room when you said that. Mm-hmm. I've just been noticing everyone's doing pregnancy announcements.
It's the season.
I know.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, and then I'm like, do we need a third child? But then we'd have to get a third car row. But actually, it's been having.
I like that. That's what's the.
It's always the thing that stops me. I picture myself all scrunched up in the back seat, trying to clip Ruth into her car seat, and then having to like crawl over the other two car seats after I buckle the other two kids in. It just sounds like a nightmare. Plus, they don't have triple strollers. What the hell? What?
I mean, I think they do, but like, wow, how do you close those things? You know.
Well, I'm going to need a Sprinter van. I'm suddenly like the Duggars. It's like, but 3 might as well have 19.
Evan's sister has a full-blown Sprinter van because she has 5 children. And it's like, what are you supposed to do?
Get a Suburban or a minivan?
They have this huge van.
Seems unnecessary, but I'm not judging.
Somehow it works for them.
I'm sure it does.
Somehow it's really the only thing that I feel like would be a possibility.
I mean, yeah, like that makes sense.
They always just have a lot of stuff when they show up because all the kids need all this stuff and they're young too. Yeah. So they have lots of supplies that the kids need.
I know my sister-in-law and brother they're about to have their 5th kid under the age of 7.
Oh, that's just like Evan's sister. That's so wild. God bless. I don't know how.
A lot of being pregnant, and that's not a lot of drinking.
There's also that. I just don't even know. Just like as you like to parent like that, I get overwhelmed with just one.
I think like when you have like more than 2 or 3, I think that it just sort of like when I'm around my sister and her kids, the oldest 3, they just kind of like do their own thing. They're just kind of like always have their own little games and little world going on. The only time, not that it's not hard for her, but they kind of just do their own thing. Yeah. The only really hard time it seems is like when they're going places that I say that like the rest of the time is easy, but the hardest thing seems to be like when you've got to go to like Costco and like make sure everyone's standing around the shopping cart and like not off in aisles and stuff like that.
Yes.
But otherwise, they kind of just they do their thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I have one more bit of Bachelor tea, and it does have to do with Rachel, who was on Matt's season, who we discussed last week. Had all the yes, there was the girl from TikTok who said she went to school with her, who said that she was bullying her for liking a black man. And then there were photos of Rachel culturally appropriating her, liking a photo that had of a friend of hers that had a Confederate flag in the background. Mm-hmm. So obviously we were saying
clues. We got some clues.
Excuse me. And so asking for more information. I will say to report from the broad wise. Thank you everyone who sent messages. Not many messages from people who actually know Sarah. Just people who Rachel, who know Rachel, just people who specifically grew up in the town and definitely, agreed that it's a sundown town. Oprah even went there numerous years ago to discuss like the radical racist roots of the town.
Holy shit.
Yes. And so there's a ton of racism still there. Obviously you can't judge someone by a specific town that they live in. So
no, but when you got all these other clues.
Yeah. So there were a few messages received from broads who do know Rachel, and all of them, what seemed to be an agreement was the cultural appropriation in the photos was terrible, but they didn't know Rachel to be the bullying type in a way that she would be making fun of someone for dating someone who's black.
Yeah, I think that girl said just liking black guys is what she said.
So again, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like he said, she said. But again, the clues that we have.
Well, and also I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying it is important to keep in mind where people are growing up and the type of education and culture that they're being exposed to, because, her dressing up like a Native American when she's 18 in this small southern town, it's like kind of fits the bill. Not saying it's okay, but it's like there's people grow up in different contexts with different levels of like education. And that photo was from a while ago. It's like I don't think you can take that photo.
I don't think the photos were from a while ago. That was the issue, if I'm not mistaken.
They like, you could tell by they're at least, it looked like at least
I think
the
one that she liked recently.
Oh,
that,
no,
that
not
was
that,
the one with
not
the
that one. I meant the
Confederate
one
flag
of
in the
there's one
background.
of her where she's dressed up in like little feathers.
So,
I mean, it's like, to me, it is a very weak case to be like, because of this, we know that she was like actively like bullying people and like making racist remarks. It's like,
well, we have a lot of context clues, but nothing confirmed. I will say, yet her mom did speak up.
Okay,
So,
we got another Barb in the room.
We got another Barb
How
in the
embarrassing.
room.
I'm sorry. To me, that's just embarrassing.
I would just be like, I'm going to say something. Like,
yeah, no, my mom.
If I
am feeling both extremely defensive and offensive at the same time. If you haven't noticed, I'm like, this makes sense, but also you're a piece of shit.
Lots of feelings. Okay, well, her mom said, and I am taking this from TV show sace.com, where she says this. Kim Kirkconnell, who's her mother, started by clearing up that the girl Maddie, who did the TikTok about Rachel, she said she did not go to the same high school as her daughter. She went to another high school. She made all this up for attention. And the mom said, you attack someone whose only evidence is that she liked a picture of a girl who was in a frat house that had a Confederate flag. It's totally ridiculous. So that was the mom's original
What is this,
statement.
her lawyer, her PR person?
I don't know. And then she continued to say, has the hater, then one fan accused her of deleting other posts, which she denied. The mom said Rachel never bullied that girl for liking black men. It's simply not true. She even changed her story later.
Was her mom
to say,
there in high school with like her friends all the time?
It's like, okay, my mom, there's a lot of shit that I've done that my mom doesn't know about. I'll tell you that. My mom probably would have said that I was a virgin.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Same.
it's like, okay. Which,
anyway,
construct.
Continue.
Anyways, she even changed her story later to say it was Rachel's friend group. Oh, so the mom said the girl even changed. Sorry, the mom is saying it's simply not true. The girl even changed her story later to say it was Rachel's friend group, but doesn't say who. She had lots of friends, so it's difficult to clear something up without
My
facts.
daughter was very popular, so it's very possible that one of her many friends was racist. How is it? She has tons of friends. Did you know at her 16th birthday party, we had a real live elephant there that she wrote in on the back of? There was like 200 guests. I'm sure one of them could have been racist. How embarrassing.
The mother follows up with, because then someone was just like, because her initial statement is, she said, the mom said, you attack someone whose only evidence is that she liked a pic of a girl who was in a frat house that had a Confederate flag. So then someone was like, excuse me? And then she
What's
says,
her mom's name?
Kim Kirkconnell. So then she says, I didn't defend the Confederate flag. We are against the Confederate flag. I just don't understand how you can say she or anyone in her family agrees with the Confederate flag because she liked a pic of her friend. The like had nothing to do with her liking the Confederate flag. We would never support the Confederate flag. And then she ended it by saying, we do not support racism of any kind. It is 100% wrong. All people should be treated fairly and with dignity, love, and kindness. If we could all do that, the world would be a beautiful place.
Okay,
so
well, that's fine. Where did this all occur? Under the comments section?
I believe it was I think it was on Facebook. I could be wrong about that. I was seeing, I'm trying to be really careful because I don't want to get any spoilers, which, by the way, I heard. Again, I could be wrong about this because I've been trying to avoid spoilers like crazy, but I heard that Reality Steve doesn't even really for sure know. I think that this one is pretty under lock and key. Like, there's guesses, but I don't know. So I've just been trying to avoid spoilers. I don't want to know anything. I believe this was from potentially Facebook or maybe on Instagram under the comments or something. I really, really wish that this has been a big topic of conversation, and I really wish that Rachel would just make a statement. And to me, the fact, and I know you talk about how the Bachelor, like, it's always a little sus
Yeah,
because
it's
you go,
always-
oh, did she go far? Because they're telling you to be quiet.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Also, it's like, if this is a small portion of people that think this, like, is it just going to draw more attention to people thinking I'm a racist if I like address it, you know?
Yeah.
When it's like, maybe there really is nothing to say. It's like, yeah, she liked that photo, and like, yeah, she dressed up like this, and like, that isn't true, but like, you're probably just going to draw more scrutiny if you just bring it up at all. So maybe let it best to blow over if there's nothing you really have to say back, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anywho, that's all I got. That's all I got. And
Cringe.
yeah, anyone, please continue to send info. This is an ongoing investigation. And
Into everyone. So please send us info about everyone.
And by the way, if you
but
follow,
specifically Ben.
but specifically Bennett.
I want to hear from someone who's either dated Ben or like talked to him on a dating app or like knows someone.
Oh
who's
yeah,
dated him.
yeah. Going back to Ben, if you know anything, it always goes back to
Make
Ben.
it up. We won't be fact checking any of it. So
No, anything you send, we'll just say it's fine. I will tell you, I have
am just
received
curious
some
if, like-
wild DMs about pretty much everyone. Like it's just how it goes. You know, every single season you just get some wild DMs.
It is like, I mean, I always think behind some of the wild DMs there's a bit of truth, because I do find it hard to believe unless someone has some sort of personal vendetta, like making up a story about like dating. I mean, I guess some people are weird out there. Maybe I'm just not that weird, because I can never imagine like not liking someone on a TV show and then making up. I guess then again, if I was from the same town, I might make a stretch and say that I know more about them. Like I could see myself doing that, DMing someone and being like, we went to the same high school and like she was known to be a party girl, if you know what I mean. Just because I saw like one photo of her in the background of someone else who was a party girl, you know,
that
like,
for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like, you know, like
specific, like I
there's-
dated them and whatever.
Yeah. No, if, oh my God, are you kidding me? If I one of the girls from my high school was on The Bachelor and I didn't have a Bachelor podcast, I would be like, here's my opinion. And I'd slide into someone's DMs and be like, I know her. And either like, yeah, she was great, or, you know, she was neither here nor there, or let me spill some tea, honey.
Sometimes I'm a little oblivious of what other people think about me. So I wonder if there was like talk from people in my high school being like, what a bitch.
Do you think that you have that reputation at school?
I don't know.
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't know. I just kind of, you know, I do my thing. And if that pisses people off, so be it. No, I really don't know.
That is kind of a weird thing to think about. Like, I have no idea if I were to go on a reality TV show, what people from my high school would slide
like
into
what-
DMs
like,
and say about me.
You know what it is? I'm not curious about like the people I actually interacted with. It's more like, you know how you have opinions about people you went to high school with who you didn't really know, or impressions of them?
Yes.
That's what I'm curious about. Like the people you sort of just saw from afar and like what you thought of them.
And in different circumstances. Like for instance, I would tell you perhaps if I was going on The Bachelor and someone from my high school slid into, you know, a batch recap podcast DMs, they'd probably be like, I didn't really know her very well. She seemed nice. She was with her boyfriend most of the time and like her random group of friends. She didn't do a lot of extracurricular activities at the school. Like I was not around my high school. But if you talk to potentially someone who went to my youth group from high school, I know that I found out later in my life, didn't know this, but that like there were a lot of people that were like, because I would hang out with the high school worship team and we were like a full clique that totally thought of us as like, kept ourselves like away from people, full clique. And I'm like, I thought I was so nice to everybody, but apparently people were like, oh my God, you guys were so cliquey and you'd never let anyone in besides
the youth
like your
group,
crew.
that is such a real thing. I remember being on the outside of those cliques for sure. And it was like each individual person was nice enough, but they definitely rolled in a pack and no one was really allowed in that
See,
pack.
that's the thing. I'm like, everyone in my
for sure had
everyone
that in
in
my
my
youth
group,
group.
I felt like they were all very nice, but yeah, you couldn't infiltrate.
Yeah, but
it.
also like really nice in the way where it's like you're kind of a charity case. Like, yes, oh my God, totally.
So nice for
Okay, I'm gonna go to the
you.
buffet now. Like,
I'm gonna go to the green room.
Yeah.
You enjoy your seat here with all the regular people.
We gotta go rehearse.
We gotta go rehearse. You know, there's always something. Gotta go do a prayer circle beforehand.
Yeah, it's like the youth group one, like those kids, like the worship band kids, that clique or whatever. They were always the ones who had been to like every missions trip. So they were like, well, Mexico, 2011 was like really different from this one, They were kind of always in with the youth pastor in a certain way.
Yes, you're talking about me, and I like thinking
where
about
my
it
youth pastor would have like a game night with that clique, like at their house. Yeah.
I remember one specific youth pastor pulling me and Evan and one other guy aside who was in the clique and like going in on us, and he was relatively new, and he was like, "You all need to fucking he said it. You all need to fucking open up your." I thought you were a Christian. No, but he was like, you all need to like let other people in. He's like, he's like, you talk about being Christians, but like you go up on stage and you sing. He's like, and then you guys go in the green room and all you do, he's like, you never participate in anything else. You guys are always alone with your clique. Like you need to participate with the other Christian pieces of this. And I remember like we walked away and we were like, screw him. He's the new guy, new youth pastor.
Canceled.
Bye. We'll get him fired.
The youth pastor was always a thing too. When you get a new youth pastor, it'd be like, he wasn't anything like Keith, or he's not like Keith.
No, and because Keith used to let you like get away with certain things, and like Keith would allow that.
Keith would let you like babysit his daughter, but like only the clique girls were allowed to like play with his kids, kind of thing.
Exactly.
I think this is a universal youth group thing.
And then when depending on what type of youth pastor would have when you'd go to like Hume Lake, like camp, summer camp, if you'd have like the cool youth pastor that would let you stay out a little later and mingle.
That's true, because the youth pastors were sort of like in charge of their cohort in a way that the camp wasn't, for sure.
So they would decide if you'd have to have like 15 Bible studies during the day. Like, we're going to keep meeting up. And I remember there was one youth pastor that we had that was like the cool one that would be like, you guys just go roam free, do your thing, hang out. And then we had another one, the one that we were like about, that was it was on my ass all the time about like, you guys need to all hang out together. I'm like, honey, I am at Hume Lake where I can go and flirt with other guys from different churches. I'm not hanging out with all these people.
Yeah, these peons, peasants.
Please.
Goodbye.
I'm getting into it with others. With all these hotties from Bakersfield.
My greasy hair. Dude, that is so fucking hotties from Bakersfield.
There were a lot of hotties from Bakersfield. I remember that.
Well, with that.
Well, broads, that was just an episode and it was just a little all over the place. But you know what? We're here to distract you. We're here to talk about aliens. We're here to talk about bachelor tea.
Yep.
Make judgment calls that we don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Guesses about Bachelor in Paradise.
Completely unwarranted, like, accusations against people.
Yeah. So, love and light and all that. But broads, we hope that this week was we hope that it was a good one. We hope it was peaceful. Again, we're coming from the past. We don't really know what this week has held, but we love you all. We have some really fun guests coming up in the next coming weeks.
Yes.
Matt's season continues. So excited about that. Rate and review if you like it. Subscribe on YouTube and all
Chat
that fun
soon.
stuff. Yeah, we'll chat soon. Bye.
Beam
me up.